to the session of entrepreneurship, MMPC 018. First of all, we will start with what is the introduction of entrepreneurship. Now, the question arises from where this word originated. Well, its origin is basically from a French expression called entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is the capacity of a person to pursue risk, accountability, and challenges with a view to explore opportunities, disrupt market norms, and create values. Some scholars have defined entrepreneurship in terms of attributes of an entrepreneur, that is, trait, competencies, cognitive capabilities, etc., while others have defined it in terms of the activities that the entrepreneurs undertake. French economist and banker Richard Cantillon first popularized the idea of entrepreneurship by investigating entrepreneurial activities in France during the early 18th century. With the passage of time, Adam Smith expanded the economic definition of entrepreneurship by characterizing the entrepreneur as profit-seeking enterpriser who is striving to establish a business with a commercial goal. By incorporating economic development into the idea of entrepreneurship, Jean-Baptiste Say expanded the meaning of the term entrepreneurship. He proposed that an entrepreneur's role is to coordinate and manage the factors of for production. The entrepreneur also assumes the risk of the business through this job, while at the same time making profit and building wealth. According to Say, entrepreneurial function includes coordination, organization, and supervision. And the entrepreneurs must have the skill of superintendence and administration. Schumpeter proposed his theory of innovation in economic development. Entrepreneurship was not envisaged as a dynamic force capable of transforming and expanding the economic activity of a nation. Now, the entrepreneur can help a new business thrive by creating a demand, expanding into new markets, exploring new technology or supply chain, etc. According to Schumpeter, an entrepreneur destroys or disrupts an equivalent state market. That means by entering with a new product into the market. That is why we can say that the whole system by which the things are working has been disrupted, or he is providing something new which people are not aware of. Schumpeter argued that an entrepreneur is essentially an innovator. The function of entrepreneurs is to reform or revolutionize the pattern of production by exploiting an invention or more generally an untried technological possibility for producing a new commodity or producing an old one in a new way, opening a new source of supply of materials or a new outlet for products by reorganizing a new industry. According to Katz and Gardner, the emergence of a new business venture is the result of a dynamic interplay between agents like individuals, groups, parent companies, and external business environment. According to them, an entrepreneurial venture to exist, it must have resource and extra organization in place of exchange and the intentionality of the founders. Shen and Venkataraman define entrepreneurship as the process by which opportunities to develop or create new goods and services are discovered, evaluated, and exploit it. During our course of study, we will see different examples how how entrepreneurs are developed and how they think, what innovative and how they will exploit the environment in which things are moving. The concept acknowledges that creativity is the foundation of entrepreneurship, which can entail not just discovering novel insights and knowledge, but also allocating resources in novel ways. Now, what is the evaluation of entrepreneurship? One of the most widely accepted approach with respect to analysis of venture formation was proposed by Gardner, who identified the following four perspectives, namely individuals or persons, that is, they are the founders, activities undertaken by the founder during venture creation process, the external environment and the structure and strategy of the organization. That is how efforts are clubbed together in forming of something new which is required for the growth of the society. Alvarez and Urbano recognized three primary entrepreneurship approaches. The first one was the economic approach, second one the psychological approach, and the third one was sociological or institutional approach. Different people have different thought about this entrepreneurship. The list is very long. We have taken something which is really interesting to study and interesting to think about. Cunningham and Sherlock categorized entrepreneur-related knowledge into six categories. The Great Person School, which is centered as the biographies of prosperous business people. The School of Psychological Traits, which examines how entrepreneurs act in accordance with their values as they look to satisfy demands. Third one is the Classical School, which incorporates the notion of innovation propounded by the economists. Then comes your School of Administration, School of Leadership, and School of Entrepreneurship. This is entrepreneurship is a very interesting topic. We will study the evolution of the concept of entrepreneurship can be classified into phases. First one is entrepreneur as a rational agent. A group of economists have defined entrepreneur as a rational actor with respect to his economic environment. The entrepreneur was distinguished from a traditional investor or capitalist by virtue of being a risk seeker, a person who can think of taking risks, an efficient and superior worker, an individual possessing highest intellectual capabilities, an efficient coordinator who skillfully manipulates factors and resources, builds team and makes effective business decisions, a passionate information seeker who can recognize and explore opportunities, and the innovator or promoter of new combinations. Second one is from rational agent to entrepreneurial personality traits. According to Rich theory, personality and cognitive process in psychology were used to identify characteristics and psychological attributes of the entrepreneurs relevant to business venture. Several other traits were thought to influence entrepreneurial behavior, including internal locus of control, self-confidence, inclination towards risk-taking, need for power and achievement, as well as drive for independence. Although numerous studies on personality traits of the entrepreneurs were conducted, and their results were not highly successful. That means Another theory was the findings of these investigations were occasionally inconclusive, and it is always difficult to identify specific entrepreneurial traits that can lead to success in business creation and development. Thirdly, from personality trait to opportunity recognition. An opportunity may be described as an unfulfilled market need or spotting any new technological invention that may be further developed as business idea. According to Kirchner, an opportunity may represent itself as an imprecisely defined market need or or underemployed source of capabilities. These market needs or novel technological innovations or underemployed resource and capabilities are transformed into a viable business opportunity by an entrepreneur through his individual capabilities such as skills, knowledge, personality traits, and distinctive organizative attributes. The fourth one is from the opportunity to institution and network. As a result of development of organizations is dependent on the socio-cultural environment We started again. The evolution of the concept of entrepreneurship can be classified in following phases. To start with, the entrepreneur as a professional entity. A group of economists have defined entrepreneur as a professional actor with as respects to its economic employment. An entrepreneur was distinguished from a traditional investor or a capitalist by virtue of seeking risk seeker, an efficient and superior worker, an individual possessing highest intellectual capabilities, an efficient coordinator who skillfully manipulates factors and resources, builds teams and makes effective business decisions, a passionate information seeker who can recognize and explore opportunities, and the innovator or promoter of new combinations. Secondly, from rational agent to entrepreneurial personality traits. Traits theories, personality, and cognitive processes in psychology were used to identify characteristics and psychological attributes of the entrepreneurs relevant to business venture. Several other traits were thought to influence entrepreneurial behavior, including internal locus of control, self-confidence, inclination towards risk-taking, need for power and achievement, as well as desire for independence. Although numerous studies on personality traits of the entrepreneurs were conducted, their results were not highly successful. The findings of these investigations were occasionally inconclusive, and it is always difficult to identify specific entrepreneurs' traits that can lead to success in business creation and development. Thirdly, from personality trait to opportunity recognition. An opportunity may be described as an unfulfilled market need or spotting any new technological invention that may be further developed as business idea. According to Kirchner, an opportunity may represent itself as an imprecisely defined market need or or underemployed resources of capabilities. These market needs or novel technological innovations or underemployed resource and capabilities are transformed into a vibrant business opportunity by an entrepreneur through his capabilities such as skills, knowledge, their personality traits, and distinctive cognitive attributes. Fourthly, from the opportunity to institution and network. As a result, the development of organizations is dependent on socio-cultural environment. Socio-cultural values are a crucial component of entrepreneurial action as they foster an environment where taking risks, innovating, and being self-reliant are supported and encouraged. By institutional theory, a society's institutions provide the incentive structure and offer the necessary infrastructure to sustain economic progress. Institutions precede the way the behavior of the entrepreneurs and provide conditions favorable for the formation of business ventures. Five institutional factors that affect the entrepreneurial activity has been highlighted by Young, Wali, and Fortin, such as government policies, laws, and regulations, existing socio-economic conditions, entrepreneurial capabilities and knowledge, availability of financial support to start a new business, and non-financial supports. Entrepreneurs particularly benefit from social networks because these are ties help in accessing new resources, acts as a source of pertinent business information, promote opportunity identification and exploitation, encourage competitiveness, innovation, and growth of business. Fifth, emergence of constructivist and integrating approach. According to Watson, integration of social science disciplines like history, philosophy, and sociology would encourage the diversification of the field of entrepreneurship to focus more broadly on a phenomenon like business in socio-institutional context. To understand a business venture in totality, one must comprehend the person and the project and the connections between them, strategies for survival, development processes, and ultimately the effect of the environment and various resources available there. Now we will be talking about entrepreneurs and managers. An entrepreneur's task is to recognize unexplored opportunities, exploit unfulfilled market needs. That means a person with a vision, develop a business idea or plan, and assume financial risk and uncertainty with an objective to achieve a commercial goal. An entrepreneur essentially revolutionizes the pattern of production of goods or services either by exploiting a novel technological invention or through innovating existing means of production or introducing novel production process or new business model. Typical entrepreneurs often introduce a pioneering business idea having potential for value creation, whereas a manager is primarily responsible for overseeing and guiding the ongoing operations in an existing firm with an objective to produce and supply goods and services in an efficient and timely manner. The objective of manager is to achieve business goals in an effective way, whereas entrepreneurs owns a business and seeks profit through his effort and investments. A manager is essentially an employee of an organization who manages the affairs of the firm in return of a fixed salary and defined incentives. A manager's major responsibilities includes planning, organizing, motivating, controlling, and coordinating for the defined goals which have been provided by the company. Sphere of activity of a business is mostly focused on what is happening inside the company. Now, another word is there that is intrapreneur. You will see what is the difference between entrepreneur and an intrapreneur. Individuals who perform as entrepreneurs but do it within an organization are referred to as an intrapreneurs. Intrapreneurs are employees of an organization who innovate for the business and take the risk of their employment. In their position within the organization, entrepreneurs put their entrepreneurial knowledge insight, and forward thinking teams. They are imaginative people who frequently work in teams with the goals of promoting innovation and the creation of new products, technologies, or services for their employees. A person can develop new concepts, goods, and commercial objectives through entrepreneurial without having to assume the risk associated with the formation of a new business like an entrepreneur, such as lack of revenues, a small team, a lack of time, and uncertain future, etc. There are many factors. Most often, the company owns the products developed by entrepreneurs as their intellectual property. The reward for entrepreneurship may be limited, that means in the form of bonus, promotions, or salary. As the company owns the financial risk and makes the investment, the reward of innovation is minimum for their entrepreneur. Some of the renowned entrepreneurs are Paul Gutschmidt, who created Gmail, or Ken Kutaragi, who created PlayStation 4 and so on. What are the different theories for entrepreneurship? We have been saying that different people have different perspectives about the entrepreneurship. Now, the basic thing is that what are the theories of which this strategy? Several theories are there to describe the idea of entrepreneurship. The majority of these theories are there in five academic disciplines, such as economics, psychology, anthropology, management, and sociology. The economic factors that encourage entrepreneurial behavior are the focal subjects of these theories. Because we know that everywhere economic part comes into land, capital, and labor, where the three factors, what are the three factors of production outlined by classical theorists? The classical theories faced several criticisms. As per psychological theories, the person is the level of analysis. These theories emphasize personal attributes and characteristics that may influence entrepreneurial behavior, such as personality, locus of control, risk-taking capabilities, need for achievement, creativity, innovativeness, and tolerance for uncertainty and ambiguity. The primary focus of sociological study is the social environment, including the influence of social institutions and networks on entrepreneurship. The anthropological theories deals with the influence of culture of the people in the community, development, customs, beliefs, etc. on the entrepreneurial process. Some of the major entrepreneurial theories are innovation theory of Joseph. According to Computer, entrepreneurship serves as a stimulant for economic development by upending the economic fixed circular flow. His was on the role of entrepreneur as the man of action, an engine of growth, and the driver of the economic change process. Scumpeter defined entrepreneurial activities as exploring the new combination of existing resources, introduction of novel products or services unknown to the customers, inventing new processes of production which is yet to be exploited, entry into a new market, and the discovery of a new raw material supply source, or implementation, implementation of a new industrial and organizational structure. Proposed that entrepreneurship is a creative activity involving innovation, risk taking, and managing of resources as integral part of the process. The entrepreneur transforms a technical discovery or an invention that into a financially viable business opportunity, while an inventor is largely interested in technical work of the discovery. Second theory is the theory of locus of control. Locus of control can be defined as an individual's view and perspective about the underlying causes of the events in his or her life. It is a point of view on whether the outcomes of an action are dependent on what we do, that is, internal control orientation, or external factors or circumstances beyond our control. Empirical findings suggests that internal locus of control is a trait that most successful entrepreneurs possess. Roche and Fritz found that compared to other groups, company owners have a marginally greater internal locus of control. High level of inventiveness, competitive aggressiveness, and autonomy have also been observed among individuals with internal locus of control by other investigators. Third one is need for achievement theory of David McLeod. He developed the need for achievement theory, which assumes that humans have a need to succeed, accomplish, and excel or achieve in life. According to McLeod, need for achievement, that is MACH, we will be using this term, in a relatively stable personality attribute that develops during middle childhood as a result of family socialization and child learning practices that place an emphasis on the development of superior standards, material warmth, and self-reliance. A person's life experiences eventually lead to the emergence of three forms of desire, that is, need of achievement, a desire and motivation to succeed, progress, and grow, need of power, a desire to control or influence other people or circumstances. Third one is need for affiliation. It is a desire for friendly and intimate interpersonal and social relationships. He also pointed out that societies with people having a strong drive for achievement and success will also have greater levels of economic prosperity that would than those without one. According to Matthew, the need for achievement and ACH trait have five main components, such as accepting responsibility for problem solving, setting objectives, achieving goals by one's own effort, recognizing the value of and utilizing feedback, and a propensity for taking moderate amount of risk. You can see over here that different people have different saying, but the amount of the word risk is there in entrepreneurship. The fourth one is theory of risk and uncertainty, which was proposed by Knight. Professor Knight and John Stuart Mill believed that taking risks was an essential part of becoming an entrepreneur. The risk-bearing theory states that the entrepreneurs make profit by taking risks, depending on their abilities and preferences. Entrepreneurs take a varied degree of risk. The risk theory states that if a business endeavor is a risker, the extent of profit is also likely to be large. This theory contends that reward for an entrepreneur's efforts in taking on non-insurable risk and uncertainties is profit. The amount of profit earned is a function of level of uncertainty borne by the entrepreneur. Hedges' theory of entrepreneurship. Hedges argued that the primary driver of entrepreneurship is the creativity of a marginalized minority. He made a detailed distinction between creative personality and uncreative personality. He further speculates that four programmer responses and four distinct personality types may emerge from the lack of status. We encouraged entrepreneurs who engages in social activity while retreating from his work or position. Ritualist, someone who conforms to social rules at work but has no possibility of improving his status or working conditions. Reformists. A reformist is a rebel who seeks to create a new style and a way of doing things. Fourth is innovator. Entrepreneurs who uses creativity to work towards self-imposed goal is an innovator. Then comes theory of cultural values by Thomas Porter. According to Thomas, thesis, entrepreneurship represents a model personality who emanates from role expectations, cultural norms or values, and social sanctions. He claims that the entrepreneur embodies the ideal personality of society, one owns attitudes and perspective towards work, the requirements of sanctioning organizations, and the operational necessities of job have profound impact on its goals. It is evident that various crafts and beliefs have served as the foundation for entrepreneurship. We have different experts globally and in India too. If, for example, the employees in Japan, the French family structure, Parsis, Marwaris, and Gujaratis in India, they are born businessmen or they are born entrepreneurs. The Yoruba in Nigeria, Cuba in Kenya, Christians in Lebanon, and allied migrant industries in Pakistan. Other theories of entrepreneurship are sociological theory entrepreneurship by economics, opportunity-based theory of entrepreneurship, theory of entrepreneurial readiness by Israel, the theory of resources and capabilities, and the theory of equality by such. What are the types of entrepreneurship? We have seen theories of entrepreneurship. Now it comes to the types of entrepreneurship. Different individuals have different aims, goals, dreams, and visions for the type of business they wish to start. This decision depends primarily on their skill level, prior knowledge of the subject, the experience if they have, entrepreneurial ecosystem of the country or region to which they belong, and the preferences and many more. What are the different types of entrepreneurship? First one is small business entrepreneurship. These entrepreneurs generally borrow money from friends and family or utilize their own savings and resources to fund their business activities. Frequently, the workers in their enterprises are laborers or relatives. Vast variety of these businesses are family managed and are inherited from the parents. Example of small business owners are local milk kiosks, grocery stores, hair salons, boutiques, etc. Second one is large company entrepreneurship. These are the big business houses that continue to provide cutting edge products and services to earn a profit. To suit the ever changing needs of their clients, they are always developing their technology through research and development. These businesses offer a variety of items based on their core products or services. That means by the side they are expanding. Large company entrepreneurship exhibits specific lifestyle. Apple or Samsung are two well-known examples of this. Scalable startup entrepreneurship. The scalable entrepreneurship starts from an innovative idea that has the potential to bring about significant changes. Before starting a profitable business, these entrepreneurs identify a market need and provide a solution for that. They hire specialized workers in order to achieve their goals of quick growth and large profits. International entrepreneurship. In international entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs carry out business operations outside the border of India. This involves setting up a sales unit overseas or exporting goods from one host country to another. Then the fifth one is social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurship recognizes a social problem and plan their entrepreneurial initiatives to benefit the society. These entrepreneurs develop innovative goods, services, or remedies to tackle urgent societal changes. We have seen that in the present 7 8 years, different examples of social entrepreneurship have started in India. Efforts to protect the environment, animal welfare, care for undeserved populations through humanitarian endeavors, encouraging community health, education, etc. are examples of these. Instead of focusing on making money and expanding the owner's wealth, social entrepreneurship seeks to better the world. The non-profit organizations committed to resolving various social issues are the best examples of social enterprises. Now we see over here different type of entrepreneurship, what are the activities and what are the examples, what we can say that they are using. They did it. Environmental, if it is related to environmental conditions, that means here the activities will be related to environmentally conscious endeavors or practices. An example is creation of audiobooks, impact blogs, and SaaS software. If we talk in terms of technological entrepreneurship, it is the ability to change the market and offer their clients cutting-edge solutions. And the example is Uber. Imitative entrepreneurship, it copies the currently available goods and services, operates on a franchise concept. That is, the best examples are fast food restaurants. They are all different types of entrepreneurs. Innovation entrepreneurship, it is identification of market gaps and leveraging cutting edge technology and innovative thinking to create goods and services. The example is products like Tesla and iPhones. Cyber entrepreneurship, it creates an original concept of supplying goods and services to customers, consumers via internet-based application. And example is retail and over-the-top OTT entertainment service. We have been using it. Now, we move to unit 2, that is entrepreneurial competencies. Entrepreneurs can be of different type and they prefer to do it alone or share the risk with group and others. Do you want to be an entrepreneur? That is the question. Everybody will say yes. Because all of us has have realized about producing something which may not be available at this point of time or at that place. Then the second question comes in as why it is not available. And can I make it? That is what exactly an entrepreneur does. Second issue which is discussed regarding entrepreneurship is whether it is an inborn quality or can be accumulated. Famous entrepreneurs as Dhirubhai Ambani, Bill Gates have shown that it is an inborn quality, but certainly the quality, that is entrepreneurial competency, can be honed or polished by them. Entrepreneurial competencies. The success of a small-scale industrial venture depends on the following major factors. that is inherent viability of the product, that is technical, organizational, financial, and commercial viability. The way of project is planned, that is project planning. That means decisions regarding various project parameters, such as where to locate, what technology to use, and what will be the quantity of the capacities of the machinery, etc. The meticulousness with which a project is implemented, the way a project is managed, that is the management of that. Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India and the one took up a research project to identify what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur. Professor David C. McLean, a well-known behavioral scientist, initiated a research project in three countries, India, Malawi, and Ecuador. And the output of the research project was the identification of asset entrepreneurial competencies or characteristics that lead to superior performance. Outcome was in order to perform well as an entrepreneur, it is necessary to possess the competencies in varying measures, irrespective of the geographical location where the entrepreneur is operating. Now the question arises, what is meant by competencies? A competency is an underlying characteristic of a person which results in effective and or superior in performance in a job. A job competency is an underlying characteristic of a person. In that it may be a motive, trait, skill, aspect of one's self-image, or a body of knowledge which one uses. Now the question is, what is knowledge? Knowledge means collection of information and retention of facts that an individual stores in some part of his or her brain. Knowledge is necessary for performing a task, but it is not sufficient. Besides knowledge, an individual should have skills to translate the knowledge into action. People possessing their knowledge have miserably failed while performing the task. Now the question is, what is skill? Skill is the ability to demonstrate a system and a sequence of behavior that are functionally related to attaining a performance goal. Using a skill is not a single action. The relationship between specific actions is such that each contributes under some manner to the capability of a person to function effectively or ineffectively in a given situation. Knowledge could be acquired by reading, listening, visuals, etc. But while skill can be acquired through practice, which enables the individuals to demonstrate a system and sequence of behavior that are functionally related to performing a task. Motives and traits. A motive is a recurrent concern for a goal, state, or condition appearing in fantasy, which drives, directs, and selects behavior of the individual. Motive includes thoughts related to a particular goal state. Motive is an urge for which one continues concern in his or her mind, which directs one to get into certain actions so that the concerns that one shows get satisfied. Another thing is that what is a trait? A trait is a dispositional or characteristics way in which the person responds to an equivalent set of skills. A trait includes thought and psychomotor activities related to a general category of events. To perform any given task, including that of launching an industry venture and managing it successfully, a person needs a set of knowledge, skills, motivates, and traits which could be together labeled as competencies. Major and entrepreneurial competencies. In order to understand clearly what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur, the Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India took up a research project based on major studies done in this area. The list is so long, but we have taken some major part of it, which contributes towards the top performance. It is the initiative what all entrepreneurs take action, sees and acts on opportunities, persistence, problem solving, self confidence, information seeking, concern for high quality of work, efficiency orientation, systematic planning, economical, ethical. These are the major competencies which were recorded by Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India. Developing entrepreneurial competencies to inculcate entrepreneurial competencies in an individual, following five steps can be taken into consideration. And these steps are understanding and recognizing, self-assessment, third one is practice, fourth one is application in real life situations, and the fifth one is the feedback. Now, this is the dimensions of entrepreneurship, that is the area under which we will be talking about. Out of the four factors of production, the entrepreneur is the most crucial and central of the production process. It assesses the gaps or the opportunities between the demand for the product or services and their supplies, brings the other three factors of production, that is land, labor, and capital together and takes the risk. Different school of economics thought have different entrepreneurs in different ways, which may be divided into following three groups. The first one is classical theory. These theories mainly discuss entrepreneurs as a producer and distributor of products and services. Second one is neoclassical theories. Here, entrepreneurs take note of the diminishing marginal productivity of other factors of production and diversify the market to control the diminishing marginal utility of goods. And the third one is Austrian theories. These theories mainly concentrating on what entrepreneurs do on the basis of their knowledge of the market to improve demand and productivity. With this, we will be concluding today's session.